Do you have a manga character that you are obsessed with? Do you have a manga character who is a guy in a romance that just ticks every box, makes you obsessed, makes you keep going back to that manga because you want more snippets of him? Well, here are my top 5 romance manga guys who I live and breathe for. I freaking love them and they make the romance mangas I read extra special. So this was actually really hard for me to do. There's so many people I wanted to include in this. So I've got my top 5, but I will have honourable mentions just before I say what number 1 is. Just to make sure this video is not hours long, I'm going to only talk about the manga character, what manga they're from, their love interest, and then I'm gonna go over their look and what I love about their personality. So I'm not really gonna go into the plot of any of the mangas, like the storyline, and they've definitely been mentioned in my previous manga videos. So if you haven't watched them and you want to know more about the plot, just pop in the description box below and I'll happily give you a summary of what each of the mangas are about. So I'm gonna get right into it with number 5. Okay, so number 5, I don't think this person will be in many people's top 5s. I think my top 5s are a bit different. So we have Sudaka from You Are Too Naive, My Sweetheart, and his love interest is Nana. Oh, this guy just does something for me. I'm obsessed with him. I really am gonna try and not say obsessed too many times in this video because I can already tell I'm gonna say it for every single person, but I seriously am obsessed. Let's start with his look. He is a kind of rough looking guy. He's got messy blonde hair. He's not the bulkiest looking type. He's quite slender, tall, and he has a cute fashion sense. Not like insanely good. I'm more in love with his personality than his overall look, but I love his vibe. I am a sucker for a cold looking male lead. Like, it takes a lot for him to show emotion. When he does though, I'm here for it. I'm literally kicking and squealing every time he blushes, which is really, really rare, or he just does a little smile. Oh, it's everything. I think that's why I like the cold male lead, because the impact of their reactions and emotions is like tenfold. So about his personality, he is freaking tick, tick, tick for me because he is mega into Nana. If you like a guy falls first, he's the one somewhat chasing, and it's definitely a role reversal to typical romance mangas where usually it's the girl, the female lead who is struggling to make friends. They've got to get help from the male lead to like bring them out of their shell, whereas it's completely switched in this, and Sudaka doesn't really have many friends. Everyone's scared of him because he used to be a delinquent, so if you like delinquent trope, this is for you. Yeah, I like that side of him, that he's kind of has to open up and only Nana knows his true side at the moment. I also love when he's trying to get Nana to fancy him, he does this thing where he never does sport, he always keeps himself to himself, but he volunteers to do like a basketball 2-on-2 game, and he like whispers something to his partner and he ends up taking full control of the game until the last minute. His partner was like, why did you do that? Why did you want the ball all of the game? And he was like, I wanted to impress the girl I fancy. I love it. I am a sucker for that soppy crap. So I was here for that. And also, he is jealous of Nana's ex, well not ex, they're kind of friends again, but her old childhood friend, who I think still has the hots for her. It's not completely like being said in the manga, but I do feel like he has the hots for her. But Sudaka, I don't think's ever felt jealousy before. He does like little things knowing that he's worried, but his body like overcomes him. You know when they don't mean to do something, but then they do because they're jealous. He does a lot of that, but it's not red flag behavior or like bad things he does. It's really subtle. Like Nana and her childhood friend are getting on a bus and he's like, oh, he's gonna be taking her home, and he gets on the bus without even realizing what he's doing. It's little things like that. And then he talks to Nana about it and she's like, I think you're jealous. And it's just a really cute thing because he's never felt that way before. Even with the kisses, oh, he is an unproblematic king because he doesn't force her to do anything. He lets her take her time, and yeah, he'd never want to messes anything up. So he's always thinking about Nana and making her feel comfortable, even though he just wants to kiss her and be with her. So he is amazing and I freaking love him. So definitely 5th place worthy. I think this is the most typical manga guy that's being ranked. Like, I think if other people did this ranking thing, this person would be there. He's popular guy, really popular. I think anyway. Yamada from Loving Yamada level 999, and his love interest is Akane. I don't even know where to begin with him. He has been my most shocking simp. I'm a hardcore rooting for him and loving him and obsessing over him. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. So starting with his looks, he literally goes from being this gamer dude who has no fashion sense. I mean, he just looks like a gamer. You only see him in a t-shirt and jeans for the first volume or two, and then bam, he just gets stylish and he's starting to wear hoodies and puffer jackets, and he looks the part. And he's kind of lanky as well. He's not like bulky. He's got black messy hair. And again, it is a cold male lead. Like, he looks like he doesn't care about anything. Like, if he's walking down the street, he's got resting, don't give a crap face. He doesn't show emotion until something big happens. But like I said before, it just makes the reaction so much better, and he has really shocked me. So going into his personality, he is a gamer and he's quite aloof at the start, doesn't really seem like he cares about anything. I think he's a bit socially awkward, but then I like that. Like, again, like, they're coming out of their shells. The weird thing is, he is socially awkward and he's not the typical, like, he's not a popular guy, as in got loads of friends and whatnot. Like, he has girls fawning after him and professing their love for him, but he's not like the popular guy at school, and he keeps himself to himself. He has his gamer friends and that's pretty much it. He has a few classmates as well, but it's like literally 3 people, so it's quite small. But his confidence with Akane is what makes him attractive. Like, their first kiss, I was like, whoa, that came out of nowhere. And he is always like the initiator. He knows what he's doing. Like, Akane is older, but he is driving the wheel. Like, he's controlling the whole situation when it comes to physical stuff with them. I was not expecting it, but I am freaking here for it. Another thing I really like about him is he is just devoted to Akane, but in a way that's not and PDA and gushing. Like, he had a girl really, really liking him, and I was a bit like, what the hell? This girl started to badmouth Akane, like literally going at her and being like, can't believe she did this, can't believe she's doing that to you. And then Yamada literally turns around and is like, oh no, that's what I love about her, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yes, like, he shuts the girl down respectfully while also having Akane's back. That is a guy you want in your life. And there hasn't really been many jealous moments. There was a really good moment. He's very protective of Akane. He tries to go and grab Akane at a restaurant, and this guy is grabbing her hand because she's been in an argument with this group of people, and he rocks up in this elevator and the door's open. He's in a hoodie and he just looks at where the hand's grabbing Akane and he just walks over and it's like, bam. And it was just attractive. Like, his look in that moment and how little emotion he showed, but then in the actions he did showed so much emotion and protection. Yes, I'm here for it. I'm here for a protective guy, and he is. Okay, in 3rd place, we have the only overlap from my previous top 5 video, and that is Rintarou from the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, whose love interest is Karuko. And my god, this guy, I freaking love him. I freaking love him so freaking much. Okay, let's go over his look. He is tall as hell, and I find that hella attractive. Just love it. I love the leaning up to kiss. Again, he's a bit of a rough looking guy. People are a bit scared of him. He's not the cutesy romance manga type. and it changes. So at the start of the manga, he's got blonde hair, which I freaking love, but then he goes to have dark black hair. Like he goes back to his original hair color, which I also love. Like this guy pulls both off, and he definitely has rugged hair. He's a grumpy looking male lead, but he's not grumpy, he's just really sweet. Again though, he doesn't show his emotions that much, which I like, and he has really good fashion sense. His festival date when he goes on the carousel with Karuko. I don't know if you've read the manga, but if you have, his clothing for that date, I mean, the guy looked the frickin' part. He looked fantastic. So now onto the personality. He can do no wrong. He can do no frickin' wrong. He cares about Karuko so much. He gives her words of affirmation, and he is learning romance, and that's what I like about him. He doesn't know what he's doing, but then he doesn't put pressure on himself, and I think it's really rare for romance mangas to include that. A lot of the time in these romance mangas, they're just like obsessed with each other. They know what to do, or one of them doesn't and the other one does, but that's part of the plot. This, he is literally like, oh, I want to do this, I wonder what this means. And there's no expectations. There's no, you know, when it's like, oh, I really want to kiss her, I really want to kiss him, and there's so much missed opportunities, and you're just like, oh my god, freaking kiss already. It is not like that in this. It's like, okay, they haven't kissed yet, but there's been no inkling that there would be. But then when they do, freaking phenomenal. He can kiss, and he kisses passionately, and it's cute as hell. But that's what I love. It's not, there's no expectations for the romance. It happens so naturally throughout. He bakes her freaking cakes. Yes, please. It's the cooking thing. That's a big tick for me. Love it. He really cares for his family and friends. I love him. And the freaking king he is, he said, I love you first to Karuko before they were going out, and it was like he was having such a good time with her. They were having fireworks on the beach, and he was just like, I love you, and it just came out so natural. Oh, he just does everything right. Every single thing right. Not really seeing much crazy jealousy though. Wouldn't mind to see that side of him, but yes, third place worthy. Please read that manga. I think out of all of them today, that's my favorite manga. Do it. Read it. So now we're down to second place. This guy, I don't think he's that popular. I haven't seen anyone raging about him. I don't know why. Where have you been? If you haven't heard of this manga, and if you haven't heard of this guy, you need to read the manga and you need to simp for this guy because he is phenomenal. I love him. And it is Ugou from It Takes More Than a Pretty Face to Fall in Love, and his love interest is Sana. This guy's fashion sense, look, everything about him is perfection to me, except one thing, but I'll go into that in the personality. But I literally don't care enough about it. I can push it to the side. But going over his look, out of everyone's list today, this guy is the most fashionable. Oh my goodness, I love it. He looks great. So he has blue hair, messy blue hair. No one really has short hair in this. They've all got somewhat long-ish messy hair. Maybe that's my thing. He wears jewelry, like he has this really long earring he wears. Even that, like, it just makes him cool. He has a beautiful face. Like, it has some feminine features. Again, he is a cold-looking, grumpy male lead. Hella grumpy. But when it comes to Sana, you see a different side of him. He is so obsessed with her. This is guy falls harder, guy falls first. Somewhat. Well, Sana is obsessed with pretty faces, and she makes it clear to everyone that she loves Ugou's face from like the first day of high school. But I see that as more of infatuation, not really like liking him. Do you know what I mean? Like, he really did like her first, and he 100% falls harder. And I love it. I am here for that trope. I freaking love that trope. And this Manga does it so perfectly. But the way he is with Sana, like he really wants to show her off, and his signs of affection is definitely physical touch. And she gets all blushy. It's very, very cute. And there's a time where they have to hide their relationship because she's worried about everyone knowing because he's so popular. So she really doesn't want to like bring his image down. And she's worried about what people will say. You know, that typical romance manga storyline where they put off telling everyone, even though that it's just like, come on, just tell everyone. He likes to steal away little kisses and little touches and little signs of affection that he's like, oh, I want you to know that I don't want to hide, but I will respect your wishes, but then I still want to show you that I'm here for you and I'm here. It's just perfect. I think what steals it for me for him to be second place is he is a dark horse, and I think he doesn't get enough hype. Come on, people. There's nothing wrong with this main character, except he's bad with technology. Like, hey, I'm like, it's literally the 21st century. You should be able to freaking text or use an Instagram account or something, you like use your phone. He struggles with that, but then that's part of the storyline. That's how he meets Sana, and she like helps him out with technology. And you have to read the manga. I'm not going to go into it, but it's all part of the plot. So I understand why that's a thing. And it kind of adds funny moments for him with Sana. He also has a jealous side, but again, he handles it with decorum. He handles it so well, and he knows that another guy likes Sana, and he lets this guy know that he knows that he likes Sana, and he kind of does say, well, Sana's with me, and yeah, he kind of steps up a bit, but then he does it respectfully, and then he doesn't like stop Sana and this guy being friends. Like, we love a jealous male lead, but who can handle situations extremely well and in a really hot way. I love his grumpy demeanor, his soft side, because he does have a cutesy side. I think he's the most cutesy out of this top 5, even though he doesn't look it, like, but he has those cutesy moments and he blushes so much. And I am a diehard fan for a blusher. Like, I'm just like, come over here, let me give you a hug. I love him, and I hope you love him too when you read the manga. So before we find out first place, let's go over some honourable mentions. We've got Tajimi from Two People Romantic. He is so fashionable, he is so cool, and again, he's that grumpy character. So difficult not to put him in the top 5. Then we've got Asumi from My Sign of Affection. I mean, tattoos, tall, different coloured hair. He's got blonde hair, black hair. He's so loving and great with Yuki. He also travels. Again, so nearly made the list. Then there's June from The Reason Why Two People Fall in Love. He has my heart. He is adorable. The most cutesy romance manga guy out there. He deserves the world. Amazing character development in like throughout that manga. Like, personality wise, 10 out of freaking 10. But he's too cutesy, he's too soft for making the top 5 of this list, sadly. But he is worthy of mentioning because he is a great, amazing guy. I love him. Then Seno from How I Met My Soulmate. He is a secondary character in that manga, but my God, I am so rooting for him in every single way. Like, I want him to find happiness. He is tall, he's very handsome, and I just love that he's going after the girl he wants. I guess it's kind of bad because she's got a boyfriend, but I'm toxic like that, and I'm like, I do like the drama sometimes, and he would be a good fit for the main character as well, but then I love who she's with. I'm so invested in his storyline, and I like a lot about him. And then lastly, there's Hawk. I mean, technically he's not from a romance manga, but I could not do this video and not include him. He's from Yona of the Dawn. His protectiveness, the way he can fight, his look, his muscles, everything about him is tick, 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 tick. Read Yona of the Dawn. He is phenomenal and I am here for him. I just couldn't really include him in this list because it's not really a romance manga. Anyway, let's go to number 1, which is a guy that is caring. He has his shit together, like he has a good job. He wears a uniform, which ticks boxes for me. And I didn't realize that until I read this manga. Like most of the mangas I read are school life. So this is set in college and he's in like his 5th year or something. So he's quite older. And when he wears his work uniform, I'm like, yes, I love it. He cares about his family and friends. And he is so great with his girlfriend. And the winner is Iori from How I Met My Soulmate, and his girlfriend is Yuki. That love triangle is actually the guy that I mentioned earlier, Seno. He likes Yuki. So do you know what? I love so many people in that manga. Like I am rooting for everyone because I don't want anyone to get upset. I don't want anyone to get hurt. But obviously I want Yuki to be with Iori. I know I'm pronouncing that name wrong and I'm so sorry. Iori, I think it is. And I love them together, but I do love Seno. So it was hard for me reading the manga sometimes. But anyway, back to our main guy who got number 1. Let's start with this look, people. He is tall. He is dark hair, messy hair. But you know what? In the first volume, first couple of chapters, I believe, he has blonde hair. Even blonde. I mean, this guy can pull off any single look. Anything. And he would be fire. Great fashion sense. Oh, his face, he's got great eyes. And then he's a dentist. And I mean, dentist outfits are not meant to be attractive. And I don't know what it is, but him in that long white, what even is it? Coat, overcoat? He just looks the part. He looks fantastic. He wears a bit of jewelry. I'm trying to think now if he has a tattoo. I don't think he does, but if he did, that would be even better. Something's niggling at my brain that he might, but I might have been fan art that I saw. But personality-wise, he's definitely not the cutesy guy. It's not a fall first or fall harder trope. Yuki definitely does fall for him first. However, when they start going out, oh, he is just so like effortlessly affectionate and loving to her and always puts like her first. However, he does show that he's interested, like he wants to touch her and he wants like physical interaction with her, but then he doesn't push her to do anything. But yeah, him and Yuki's relationship is really special. He definitely tries to be the guy that isn't bothered. You know when guys are like, oh yeah, like you can hang out with whoever you want, like it's not gonna bother me. They're so like confident in themselves or confident in their relationship that he's like, no, it's fine, I'm not bothered at all. And his behavior towards Seno, the guy that likes Yuki, and Yuki, at the start he was like, no, I know that he likes you, but don't worry about it. You can still see him and you don't have to lie about seeing him, blah, 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 blah. When actually he shits his pants when he sees them together sometimes, and he does things like reactive, a bit similar to when I talked about Sudaka in You Are Too Naive, My Sweetheart, where he reactively does something because he's like, oh my god, I can't believe Seno was about to do that. Like he intervenes before Seno can help Yuki because he's like, I don't actually want him helping her. She is mine. And I like that kind of jealous, possessive side coming out. Give me more. He's also really nice to like her friends, his brother's ex kind of girlfriend. He's really nice to, and he also is a family guy. He cares about his brother. Like that's the start of the whole manga. He's looking for his brother. Yeah, he can drive as well. I don't know why that's attractive, but in these romance mangas, you hardly get that. You don't get the guys doing non-schooly things mainly, or if they're working is like in a karaoke bar or something, or bowling, you know, or in a restaurant. This is different. Like he's showing more adult qualities, and I think that's why he's my number 1, because I'm just like, yep, I like that. It's like a different side of manga guys I usually get. So like he's a dentist, he's got his crap together, he drives, he's got a nice apartment, etc. He's just so cool and I love him. He's so worthy of first place. I can't wait for more volumes to come out. I am dying to read more of him and Yuki's story. And everyone else's. I love everyone in that manga. If you haven't read it, freaking read it because it's fantastic. So those are my top 5 manga guys from romance mangas I've read. Do you agree, or are you like, what the hell is she talking about? What are your top 5? I want people gushing in the comment section over the manga guys they love. I want to hear it. And if they're from a great manga, I'm likely going to read it. So please comment below. I'm definitely going to be making this top 5 into like a manga series. So what top 5 do you want to see me do? Like, it's probably going to be romance manga or shoujo manga because that is the main mangas I read. But if you want to know a top 5 from me, comment in the description box as well. But I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.